I want us to take a look at our next discussion, and specifically we're going to be talking about self-care. And there's a seven-day self-care challenge that we are proposing and putting up to you guys. My guest in studio here to explain it a bit more is Coach Susan Auma, who's a life coach, a personal development coach, and a trainer. Karibu sana to the show.
Oh, thank you, Joyce.
Please do tell us a bit about yourself. How did you get into the whole coaching space?
My name is Susan Auma, as you have mentioned. In terms of coaching, this is something that I have been doing from way back in high school. It is something that was nurtured from way back, though I didn't take it that seriously. But you know, the way Rev has just said, there's this thing that God keeps putting in your heart. You run around in circles, but you still come back to it. So it's been the same thing for me. And finally, I realized, let me just do this thing seriously. I am trained, I am certified, I am experienced. I do personal coaching. I do training for public speaking, public speakers. And it's been quite a journey, just seeing people in the sphere of personal development growing and aspiring to change their lives.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you can also just explain exactly what coaching is all about, because I think some people maybe don't understand it. What's the difference between a coach and a mentor, or, you know, a trainer? You know, what actually goes into coaching?
Coaching is really wide. I'll talk about specifically life coaching. Life coaching is wide as well. That is why you have to be very specific with what you do as a life coach. There are people who do wellness coaching. There are people who do executive coaching, and all this is in the sphere of life coaching. I do personal development coaching. There are others who do purpose coaching and things like that. So a coach is not a therapist. A coach is not a counselor. A coach is not a trainer. So a coach is there to guide you, to spark that thing which is in you, for you to see other perspectives, basically, to ignite a fire that you have just been sitting on. That is what we do. We guide you, we ask the right questions. And it's interesting because all these answers come from the person, not the coach. A trainer has done all their homework in this area that they're training in. They know if you do this, then you'll get this. If you do this, you'll get this. That one trains, okay? That one comes already with the answers, okay? A mentor is someone who you're basically accountable to, depending on your relationship. And you look up to this person in terms of them creating time, how they've lived their life, what values they have, and things like that. As a coach, I will guide you to see other perspectives for you to reach that goal that you have set for yourself.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, very interesting. And so how long does this process of coaching sort of take? Is it a number of sessions? Is it a longer term journey? And what is on the part of the coachee? What sort of things are they expected to do in order to make the most of their process of coaching?
It really depends about the length of the process. It depends with the person's goal, the coach's goal, first, and where they are at in their process, their life, because basically it is a process. When you come to a coach, I have to look at what goal do you have. We don't just come and sit and start talking to identify the goal. You have to come with a goal in mind. And then we have to look at what is your reality right now versus your perception. What is holding you back? Is what is holding you back something that you have just concocted in your head, but it's not what is actually there? Because most people come to you with fear. But when you delve really deep, there is nothing else beyond this thing you have created for yourself, yes? And then we look at your options. So what options do you have? You have this, you have this. Have you tried this one? Have you tried this one? Okay. And then we look at your actions. So what action are you going to take?
Okay.
From now? Action 1, action 2, action 3. So depending on how far you are in this process, then we will say then our journey will take this long, this number of sessions. There are others who just come for that one session, deep dive. It's like a very quick one that you dive for like 3 hours and you're done. That is their
Okay.
session, they're done, they go.
All right.
And then on the coach's side, the coachee has to come with an open mind. You have to be open to see other perspective. You have to be open to think outside the box or without the box, to think, to open your mind. And you have also to come with the confidentiality aspect of it. I tell you this is confidential and I expect it to be a confidential, they expect there to be confidentiality between two ways, me and you and me, two
Okay.
ways. And just be open to communication to an extent that if you are not open, let the coach know that I cannot go beyond this point.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so part of what you are sort of helping to drive now is a 7-day self-care challenge.
Yes.
Talk to me about the need and why a self-care challenge.
Self-care is really important, especially right now with our new normal and trying to adjust to it. We find ourselves working more. I know most people don't realize it, but even as you're working from home, you find yourself really extending your working hours. Yes? And people are also trying to get that extra dime from whatever source. But even without this new normal, it was very important for us to take a break once in a while from your normal routine to rejuvenate, to listen to your body and to tell your body to relax. Because at the end of it all, one, you need to be mindful about what you take in and what you take out. Because what you take in as a person, if it is stress that you will be letting out.
Okay.
If it is happiness, if it is joy that you'll be letting out to the people. So the importance of self-care, one, is to let your body relax and rejuvenate.
Okay.
Because you do not want to pour from an empty cup.
Right.
Secondly, it is to just have that work-life balance, because no one ever gets a cup for overworking. You need to rest. You need your body to take a break. You need to let your body give its best, pour from your outflow. But without a break, you cannot do that. Okay? You will break down and
Okay.
break down on your desk.
All right.
Yes.
So I know that you have some tips actually as far as self-care that we can begin practicing immediately. And I think we have maybe about 8 tips to go through. So we can start with some of them and then when we get back from the break, we'll continue. But maybe talk to us about the first self-care tip, which is working out.
Yeah. So you don't need to work out for an hour. These are very quick tips. You don't need to work out for so long, and you do not need to break your back with the workout. Take 15 minutes, look for a 15-minute clip, maybe on YouTube, Zumba, for those of us who love shaking the leg. Yes, do something to just exercise. You're always an exercise away from a good mood. I tell that to all my clients. Just exercise, stretch, breathe in, breathe out. It is very important, and you will feel yourself relax. You will feel your muscles relax, and you will just feel your happiness levels just go up.
Right. There's actually a very strong link. I like that. You're just an exercise away from a good mood. Because often we think actually exercise is going to put me in a bad mood.
No.
But actually as you exercise, you release endorphins in your body, which is your what we call it, your happy hormone.
Yes.
That's what makes you happy.
Yes,
So certainly working out, at least some sort of movement. And it's good you're saying, because some people feel too much pressure about gymming and whatnot. But you're saying even just 15 minutes of some sort of activity, that's
It's
a start.
good.
It's a start. Okay. Your second tip is about winding down. And it's important because you've talked about how, now that we are working a lot from home. Before, people used to carry the work home. Now your work is in the home, and you can find yourself working at 9 p.m. at night, 10 p.m. at night. You're hustling for different things. How then do you sort of work out? Wind down? What's the tip there?
So for winding down, I have 3 things that you write in your journal. Write what went well today. I have a whole journaling session, but I will not delve into it so much. I'll just say the 3 top things. What went well today? What am I proud of that I did today? And then what promise do I make to myself? And all this is about making you feel good and being true to yourself. And just stop just existing, but living. And by living is you being true to yourself, and it also starts with journaling.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think we can take our third tip before we go on break. But here you have actually to eat, and you said one healthy meal. Why just one?
Because you'll realize most people don't even think about it. Most people don't even think about a healthy meal. So start with just one and make it knowing this is for me, you know, for me. I have prepared this for me. Then you'll be surprised. The next time you'll do two. You're like, that salad was really nice. Yeah? The next time you'll do a whole day of healthy food.
Okay.
And healthy food are really important, especially now
that
we are dealing with so many other diseases. And when you look at it, you're still brought back to the healthy eating. So instead of taking your medicine as medicine then take your medicine as food now.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, I think we can go on break. Actually, no, let me take us through one more tip. So this one is about, you're calling it a self-esteem boost, a 3-minute self-esteem boost. Tell me about this one.
So it's the same one we have discussed. It's for the one we do when we wind down. And I'd like for people to do it every day so that we get comfortable with it. And with time we realize, I am so awesome, I didn't know. So at the end of the second day again, you end up with the winding down session.
Yeah.
Sorry, the self-esteem boost.
Self-esteem boost.
Or self-esteem boost is a 3 minutes self-esteem boost that I would want you to do for yourself.
Okay.
So for 3 minutes, you set your timer on for 3 minutes and you write all these qualities about yourself until the timer is off.
Okay.
So you write, I am this, I am this, I am this for 3 minutes. And you will realize by the end of that, the first day you'll be like, you have only 2 things to write about yourself. And the following day, you'll be adding more and adding more and adding more and realizing, wow, this is me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So for 3 minutes, just take some time to appreciate yourself.
Yes.
Journal down, your strengths, things that you're proud of, of yourself.
Yes.
Very important, to find a way of just encouraging yourself during this time. I think too many of us also wait for other people to come and tell you you're beautiful and to tell you you are strong and whatnot. And sometimes you need to be the first one to tell it to yourself. Okay. So anyway, we're going to take a break now, and we still have a couple more tips to go through, but also we do have a giveaway for 10 people. 10.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you very much for being so generous. Who are going to have a free self-care session with Coach Susan here. Okay. And the question that I'm going to be asking you today is, do you have a question in mind, or do I pick one?
Pick one.
Okay. The question we're going to be asking you today, as far as this self-care, for you to, in order for you to win a free self-care session with her, is to tell me one of the ways she's already mentioned as far as her tips today, and also where you're at in your journey and what self-care means to you. Okay, so tell me one of the tips that she's mentioned as far as self-care, and what self-care means to you. What have you been doing for yourself in this season as far as self-care? 22999 is the SMS line. You can also reach me on Facebook at Switchtv Kenya, and we'll be back after this. Hey everybody. Welcome back to Full Circle with Joy. It's great to have your company as always. Was a shout out to our crew. I've had like 3 directors today and they've all done a great job. Thank you so much to everybody as well watching the show. I do appreciate you guys. 22999 is the SMS line. Remember, I have a giveaway going on. 10 of you have the opportunity to get a free coaching session with my guest here. Her name is Coach Susan Auma, and we're talking about self-care, and she's gone through a couple tips. The question for you to be able to win one of the slots for this self-care session with her is just to name at least one tip that she's mentioned, and discussed with us here today. And then also tell me what self-care means to you and what are some of the things that you've done, in as far as your own self-care journey. 22999 is the SMS line. Also reach me on Facebook at Switchtv Kenya, on Twitter at Switchtv Kenya, on Instagram at Switchtv KE. And you can follow me as well at Joyce Omondi on those platforms. But before we jump back into that discussion, let me also share with you guys our quote for the day. This one is by Mother Teresa, and it says, "You can do what I cannot do, and I can do what you cannot do. Together, we can do great things." I'm going to read that again. You can do what I cannot do. I can do what you cannot do. So together we can do great things. That there is by Mother Teresa. And certainly hoping that you guys pay attention to that. I think there's so many different variations of this. There's that one of, you can walk. If you want to walk fast, walk alone. But if you want to walk farther, walk with somebody else. So clearly this is a principle that has transcended generations and cultures. And hopefully from that you pick up something for you today, even as we kick off the brand new week. Maybe you need to reach out to someone this week and see how you can build and encourage one another throughout the week. All right, so let me see if I have some SMSs here from people already engaging with us as far as our self-care challenge. Someone here says, one of the ways Coach Susan has mentioned is working out. This I do 5 days a week. It makes me feel lighter, boosts my moods, and has aided my weight loss. I would really appreciate the giveaway. That's Betty Lorna from Nairobi. Asante sana for that. Mwingine amesema have at least one healthy meal a day and take time to boost your self-esteem. I'm discovering my talents and trying to accept myself. Thank you for that. Another says, hey Joyce, what I've learned is that self-esteem, do a self-esteem boost, writing down my strength. And what I'm doing lately is dancing in the morning before I go to work. I love that. I love that. Joe says eating a balanced diet, and you say for you self-care means a lot to you because your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. Asante sana. Mwingine amesema one way she's mentioned is exercise and quoted that you are one workout away from a good mood. Hey, pay attention.
Very much.
And they say, for me, one way I have been actively taking care of myself is working out. Self-care for me means that I am making myself a priority, making sure aspects of myself that matter are given time to care for. That's Kristen from Kikuyu. Thank you very much for that. Another one here says, Coach has mentioned eating a healthy meal a day. On my part, I'm currently preparing for exams next week, so it's really hectic. I try and give myself at least 30 minutes of self-reflection every day. That's working for me, but I find that health-wise, I keep eating not very good food. Oh dear. Okay, there's a lot of SMSs here. You can keep them coming in and I'll do my best to go through them as much as possible. But I also want us to jump into the next tips that Coach Susan here has to share for us. Okay, so what's tip number 5? This is about actually your appearance and your body, your image, how you present yourself to other people through your dressing.
Yes. So I always say no matter what, look the part, If you are going to work, look like your next big job, all right? Because there is a way it boosts you. Mm-hmm. There is a way it makes you walk taller. There is a way it makes you sing better. There is a way it adds a step to what you're doing, okay? Even if it is a day in a week or 3 times in a week and you are going absolutely nowhere, dress the part, do a face beat, shave for guys, and look the part. Not that you're going anywhere, for you, for you to feel good, for you to feel like you have a routine, for you to feel you're there for yourself. Yes. And it's a very good self-esteem boost as well.
Absolutely. And this is not about expensive anything.
No.
This is just about putting yourself together well.
With
Take
the
a
best
shower.
that you have.
With quarantine, I feel like watu wamesave bill ya maji.
Umesave bill ya maji. Oga leo.
Oga dada, oga kaka. Jipake mafuta.
Jipake mafuta.
Dress up to
ng'ara,
go to
you
the living
know?
room.
Yes.
Yes, especially for those of you who are working from home and
Exactly.
you're not getting
For
to leave
yourself, you'll be
as much as you
surprised.
can. Yeah, you'd feel good about yourself
True.
for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Our next tip then here is actually about reading, and that's one of the ways really to actually just really expand our knowledge, understanding, open up our minds to new experiences, perspectives.
Yes. Reading is quite important. And with our generation, I say if you have kids, let them start that reading culture when they are young. Because reading for people like us who grew in the confines of our villages, neighborhoods, estates, reading is the only way that would open your mind to the world. And you'd know, wow, there's a place called this, and there is a street called this, and there are boats, and there are oceans. So it really opens your mind to the world. It shows you what's happening. And right now, there are so many avenues you can use to read, not just buying a hard copy book from wherever. There are so many places you can go to get information in terms of reading and just expand your knowledge. Yeah. And in terms of self-care, I'm sure for every person who reads, you have that book that just cracks you up when you open it. Read it. When you're feeling down, go read that book.
Okay.
And you will see your moods just get better.
All right.
Yeah.
Turning to our next tip, this actually should be tip number 7. I love how someone there was saying they wake up in the morning and they dance before they go to work.
Yes.
Because that's actually one of your tips, dancing.
It is. You dance. Take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, dance to your best song. If you find yourself saying, it's fine. It is your song. Dance like no one is watching, whether you have 2 left feet, 2 right feet, 2 good feet. Dance.
Do you?
Yes, do you. And you will see your moods get way better. And this is taking care of you. You as a person, taking a break to take care of you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Someone here says, hey, Joyce and Coach Susan, thank you for the work you guys do. I'm still on the exercise part and making sure I eat a healthy diet. I'm willing to go all the way. I believe our bodies, mind, and soul need nourishment, and by going through all the steps. That's Catherine watching the show. Someone here continues, remember the giveaway is still on. Someone says, hey Joyce, one of the tips she said is exercising at least 15 minutes as well as eating well. This has helped me a lot, especially in self-care. I feel nice, like as if I'm eating in a 5-star, and this has helped create a bond between me and my husband. That's Susan from Juja. I really love that.
That's nice.
Yeah, you know,
That's
set
really
up your dining room.
Yes.
Put on some candles, you know, if you can't go out for date night, maybe the wallet also, you know, things have gotten tight. Set up something nice at home.
Yes.
It's cheaper to do it anyways.
True.
So, you know, just create a nice ambience for you.
And your partner. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. James from Kiambu says a healthy meal in the morning, dancing a little will always be the thing. I like that.
Nice.
Thank you. Mercy Rop says one of the tips our guest touched on is journaling down our attributes that we are proud of, giving ourselves a break from our day-to-day work. God bless you guys. Personally, self-awareness and reawakening keep me going. All right. Keep those coming in, even as we look at, this might be our final tip actually, but it's about creating your own success log. And what does that actually mean?
Creating your own success log means at the end of the day, you have a sit down with yourself and you have this journal of yours, you look at it and you pen down what has happened today. There has to be one great thing that happened today. There has to be a learning lesson from today. There has to be what will I improve tomorrow, okay? And then even if it is with your last breath, you have to hold on to what worked, all right? And what didn't work, how will I improve it? It is always a learning lesson.
Okay.
And you continue doing this. This is not a diary. You continue doing this. The next time you meet maybe the same challenge you met today, you'll go back. You'll remember, yeah, this happened. So what did I do? What made it go well? And it continues to be a cycle of you attaining a goal and a goal like that. Yeah.
All right. Wow. Susan, I really want to thank you for coming on to the show today. I think this is something, it's very important, but something that we just don't tend to think about. And I like that the idea of self-care doesn't have to be super complicated or expensive. You know, she's not here, I told you need to go on a retreat to the Maldives, you know, and so you get this very expensive skincare something. No, it's about eating healthy, dance for a little bit, do a 15-minute workout, read a book. And it's amazing how all of those things can really help boost our spirits, especially in this time. So if you've been going through a really rough patch, I hope that you've taken at least a couple notes and will be, you know, paying attention to this. We're gonna leave the SMS line open for you to continue sending in your comments on our giveaway here today, and then I'll be announcing those winners at the end of the show. But before we let you go, Susan, perhaps there's someone who wants to reach out to you personally, maybe for a session, a one-on-one with you. How can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram at Coach Auma. They can find me on Facebook, Elevate with Coach Auma. I have my work email as well, info@livingpeak.org.
All right.
Yes.
Great. Thank you so much for coming on to the show.
Thanks for having
Excited to award
me.
these winners, and thank you once again for your very generous offer to our audience here.
You're
we do
welcome.
appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. Thank you.